Well, here we are with the New Year's Day video. Now, I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and I hope you're all having a fantastic New Year. Now, obviously, I'm doing this time traveling thing again where I'm kind of building this in the past to give you the video in the present kind of thing. Now, hope you all didn't get too sloshed. As you can see, still sporting the beard, although it is tidied up and shaped a little bit. I think I'm going to keep the beard for a little bit longer and grow it out. So yeah, anyway, let's get on to what we're actually building in this video. So we have got a fantastic, beautiful bike, an English brand done by a frame builder, Paul Donohue. A lot of you might not know of the actual brand itself, but it's a super rare one. Don't see many of them about. You see more of the road bikes and things like that. So Philip brazed, beautiful. Now I'm calling this one, I was torn between either the Granny Basher or Granny's Beef Curtains. The reason behind it is the colour, in my opinion, is horrible. It reminds me, my grandma basically used to have these like really thick velvet curtains that was in the same kind of burgundy finish. I'm going with the Granny Basher or just Granny's Curtains. Like, it's going to be Granny Summit. Like, so yeah, but I'd take that as you let me know what you think the name, we should finish up the name on this one. So let's take a closer look at the bike and then we will crack on with building it and get it looking sexy. So let's have a look at the bike. Well, here she is. Here's the granny colour. Yeah, Paul Donohue. Love the blue, white and red. Kind of gives the Union Jack kind of theme and so on. It is Reynolds 531 as well on there. Loving the Paul Donohue badge, looking sweet. Frame has already been polished. I've already put like copper slip in various places where it's needed. I love kind of that like finish around there. The frame looks bloody sexy, I'm not gonna lie. That's a nice little detail as well. I like how that is just coming off one of the actual seat stays on there, so I do like that. And here we are. Also, it says Shimano around the rear dropout as well. But all in all, it's not a perfect bike. It has got a few marks in and around the frame. It's got some chips just on the back there as well, which I don't understand how that gets chipped there. But all in all, a very nice brand of bike, and it's one that people have probably not come across. A bit like the mountain goat that I recently did. I had a lot of comments, people saying, oh, it's not really one that I kind of knew about. The forks are awesome. They've got like a really squared kind of crown on there to a certain degree. Exactly the same colour. Donohue down the actual forks. Nice straight leg on there as well. I've already greased up one of the bearings and greased the shaft as well, and then copper slipped. Now the one thing if you could see, that is probably not the best cut on that steerer. It's a bit, I think whoever cut that clearly may have had a few beers before cutting it. That should be nice and flat. So yeah, there we are on this. So let's get the headset in, forks on, and then we'll start digging out the rest of the parts for this bad boy and start building her. Yeah, should definitely have like Granny's curtains across the top there of some sort. I'm sure we can fix that. And then yeah, sweet. Well, here we are, 2025. Hope you all had got some nice stuff for Christmas. I got treated quite well, to be fair. Bike Shed Girl is, she's on the mend now. She's over what she calls the peak of it. So it's a good thing, I suppose. So what did you all get for Christmas? Tell you what I got. My father-in-law got me some really nice presents, to be fair, as well. I'm gonna have to put the the bar on there, otherwise it makes contact with the top of the frame. Yeah, he got me some really nice stuff. He's just got back from America, so he went to see Graceland. I'm not an Elvis fan, but what I am is I'm a big Johnny Cash fan. So he went and went over to the Johnny Cash Museum, bought me back loads of cool stuff. I got a proper American Johnny Cash cap as well, which is pretty cool. The wife says, Bike Show Girl says, makes me look like a right American redneck. But it's really cool. He also brought me back a $50 cigar as well. So I'm not a smoker, but I do enjoy the finer things in life sometimes. So a little bit of nice single malt whiskey or brandy and a nice gentleman cigar, hey, goes down quite nice, to be fair. The Bike Show Girl bought me some cool stuff as well. She didn't get me no bike stuff though. She says I don't need any bike stuff because I got too many. Although before Christmas she asked me to send her a few ideas of what I would generally want, and basically it was all bike stuff. But as she says, I don't need any more bike stuff. I beg to differ. And yeah, so on that note, we are now here and building this bike. So you've got a lot of bike builds coming your way over the next kind of couple of months. As well, we are going to get the S-Works finished. Still need to take all the decorations off her as well. So that's going to get done. And I've got so many other bike builds planned as well. They are all sitting in the TARDIS, which for those of you tuning in for the first time is the top shed. So boom, headset cups in, and then let's get the forks in and we can move on. And that's going to want to go that way around like that, because the bearing is going to sit that way round. I think once the fork's in, this will look a lot sweeter. So let me jump ahead to where I got the forks on, because I want to start show you the other bits that are going on this as well. As you can see in the colour, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Not my cup of tea, but it's not too bad. You got to think back in because I think this is around the 90s. It could even be like super late 80s. There's not really much information online about this particular bike. Now, Paul Donohue, from what I can find, basically was a frame builder who had a shop in Durham, and then he basically then relocated to Stockton. I think he employed dropping stuff. I think he employed quite a few other frame builders as well. And then basically, from what it says on the internet, is basically went out of business. Couldn't compete with all the frames and stuff coming from Taiwan and all the rest of it. So it's a shame, but beautiful bike. As I say, Philip raised, Reynolds tubing. Quite nice if you ask me. Shame on the colour. But I can see that it's got potential to be quite a nice ride, to be fair. Alright, let's get this on, get to the next bit. Bish bash bosh. So with the headsets all in, but with the bottom bracket, what we've got is the old school Shimano cup and cone. So keeping it real old school on this one. So we'll get this in, and I'm all fingers and thumbs today, all fingers and thumbs. So really nice condition for the bearing faces on there as well. So bish bash bosh. And then, as always, copper slips the entirety of the bottom bracket. Now the thing with this frame, because it's fillet brazed, there's no holes on the inside going to any of the actual tubes on any of the frame whatsoever. It's basically an all kind of sealed frame on this one. Possibly because, a bit like the Mountain Goat, the frame builders didn't really want to be drilling in frames and so on. So nice and simple frame, but quality is quite good. So we'll get this all lined up and screwed in. And as I always say on all my videos, when you're putting in a bottom bracket, backtrack a little bit, let it fall into the first thread, and then you should be able to screw it in by hand. So let's try and make this look easy. There we go. So back pedaled it, and then, oh, see there, look, back pedaled it, felt like it dropped in, went to turn it, got about half a turn, and then basically it got tight instantly. So we'll back that off and go again. There we go. Should be able to screw it all the way in by hand. So as I always say, if it don't go in and you can't screw it in by hand, then you might need your threads tapped, or you're just going in at a total wrong angle. So that's in, and then obviously it's using the old, well, not old, relatively clean, the cage bearings. So we'll give them a good grease up before we slide that axle through, and then obviously we can do the same with that end, and then lock everything up and get that tightened in. So really straightforward bottom bracket in there, cupping cone, awesome. And then we will, I think I've got to go and get the box out of the house, because I've left it on the dining room table. Bike shed girl don't know. And then we'll have a look at the crank and the mechs and so on. The thing is, with this build, I'm waiting on some handlebars to be delivered for it. So I'm hoping that they come so I can get this whole bike done. Bish bash bosh. So I'll get this in and I'll go and get the crank. So see you in a second. Well, with the bottom bracket now in, feeling lovely, we are going to actually go in for the Shimano Dior MT60 with the Biopace SG rings. Not in bad condition at all, still loads of life left in the old bird. So what I always do as well is pop a little bit of copper slip, just a tiny bit, on the actual taper of the bottom bracket axle, just so then once these are tightened up, you are going to be able to get them off one day as well. So, and don't look too bad, to be fair, don't look too bad at all. Obviously we've got the non-drive side crank arm. Now these aren't polished. See, me personally, I'd have sparkled these up and really polished them, but we're not going to do that on this build because well, my friend don't want them to be polished. So we've got the standard 14mm nuts that are going in, because for this crankset, which they're in relatively nice condition, we've got the nice shiny caps to go over that. So we can basically get these all bolted up, get these on, and then get some more parts on. So I am going to bob the stem in as well shortly. And what we've got is, because I forgot to mention, it's got a 3TTT seat post in the bike, and it's also having a 3TTT stem as well. All fingers and thumbs today, dropping stuff. So it's also got the 3TTT stem, which I will show you. So there, again, not super polished, but it's got the where the cable kind of cable comes round in through there inside. and then drops out of there. So that's where we are on that one. Now I will say, in regards to the headset as well, you saw where the steerer was kind of cut a bit skew with. Now, because obviously the cut of it, there is no room for kind of like a cantilever hanger to go on the headset area. So unfortunately with this one, at some point, obviously it's had a bit of headset bit of steerer lobbed off. So unfortunately with this one now, the only thing you can do is run obviously a stem, or with that kind of as the levers on, or like that, the kind of pipe built into the stem, rather than putting one on the headset. So you're quite limited with that one, but that's the thing with these older frames as well. Now obviously we don't know if it was done like that, because, well, whoever cut it clearly didn't use a decent cutting guide. And then, yeah, so it is what it is with that one. So these can get tightened up properly in a second, and then the caps can go on, and then we'll get the derailleurs on. I'll find the derailleurs and then we'll put them on. So, dug out the front and rear mech for this. Oh, we have got going on. Well, that's nice and free spinning, so lovely. So obviously you want, when you're fitting it, obviously because that's kind of egg shaped a little bit, you always want to set it so obviously it's sitting at the eye's point anyway. We have got the Dior DX M660 front and rear derailleurs. So relatively really nice condition. I think that ferrule in there is stuck, so I've tried pulling it out. Now the adjuster does move, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind that out, take that out for now, just because I can get that out, give that a bit of copper slip in there, get the ferrule out, clean it all up, and then when I put a new cable in, it'll be mint. So we can bang this on, bang, and bang the front mech on. So it's generally getting there, and it's looking very kind of, what's the word for it? It's looking very gentleman-like, not granny bike. Granny bike. I'm going to tell him as well, my friend whose bike it is, I'm literally going to say I've nicknamed your bike the granny bike, so of some sort. So perfect. That kind of, you can see where it's had a mech fitted on this frame before, so it's looking like the mech that we're putting on is going to be around perfect same place. So you get this on, and again, if you've watched my other videos, obviously there's a knack to setting these up. So obviously you want to make sure, obviously if it's an oval chainring, that is set obviously to the highest point there, because when the mech kind of comes up, you want about a 3mm gap between the ridge of that front mech to the actual teeth. And then also from the actual looking down on it, you want the front mech to be perpendicular as well. So that can get bolted up. Now I've just bobbed the stem in as well, bish bash bosh, that's in. I've got a bag full of bits down here and a bag full of bits on there, and I need to clean that up. So, and I'm waiting on the handlebars still. The handlebars still haven't arrived, so we'll have to go from there and see what we can do about that. Well, the granny bike is looking lovely. Now I did put the brakes on. These are the MT62, I believe, the Shimano SLR. I'm not a big fan of these ones, to be fair. They just seem to be very big and not very pretty, to be fair. Well, same on the front as well. They're running the exact same on the front, so seem to work fine. Front mech's all set up. So the rear derailleur, I actually put a new insert in the actual adjuster, because that was not coming out of there, and it was cruddy and rusty anyway. So that bin. Now we're still waiting on the handlebars, but what I thought we could do is we've got these 3 triple T bars that originally was going to go on this, but I think because these are definitely seen better days, you don't really want to put these on, hence why it's got some more coming. But what we could do is put them on the handlebars, get the shifters and brakes set up, because then I can start wiring stuff, and then it means that when the handlebars that we're going to put on it, then it's just a quick slide everything off, slide the new bars in, put the new stuff on, grips on. That will kind of like speed up the process of this. However, I have got the wheels and tyres, so I might go and grab them and put them on it. But I'm still toying with the idea of just using those bars for now. Just put the levers and shifters on, but not put the grips on, because that'll be a bit of a pain. Let me go for a coffee and we'll see where we go. Well, I'm at the stage with this where I've just put the wheels on, which I'll show you in a second. Now, now, God, I think the bike shed girl's diseased me. Woo! Been a bit like, for the last half an hour, I've been like sneezing and like kind of thing. So I put the wheels on. Now I just realised that, like, because I'm building this bike for the same friend that I did the Diamondback Axis on as well. So I think these are the same wheels off that Diamondback Axis. They look similar. I'm pretty sure they are, to be fair. So I think he's doing a bit of swipping and swapping and bish bash boshing around with his wheels. And I just popped the chain on as well, just to make sure everything was kind of like lined up and all right. I'm definitely preempting that I might just put these on for now, just so I can slide the gear levers on and the brake levers, just so then I can start doing some cable routing. I think what I might do is put that off for tonight, not put these on for now, leave the bike as it is tonight, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow we've got some handlebars, and then that way I don't have to kind of mess around with all of that. So I'll give you a blast of the bike anyway. So this is what I mean. I'm pretty sure array rims, to be fair, the colour looks a lot nicer with the tan walls on. I think the tan walls take the focus off the frame and it kind of looks nice. It has got the DX hubs as well. They're a little bit worn, so you can't really see them. Pop the chain on, so that's all on. So all I'm kind of waiting for now is get the handlebars on, then I can start cabling and kind of get this all finished up. So everything's running nice, everything's looking nice. I love them forks, I love the shape, like, and the bike is definitely growing on me. You know, it's one of them. I do like having and building an ultra rear kind of retro bike, and this is definitely one ticked off the bike build bucket list. So yeah, I'm quite pleased so far with the progress today. Super happy with the progress. I am actually going to go in and make Bike Shed Girl some food, because she's kind of over the peak, she's feeling better, but she needs feeding. So I'm going to wrap it up for the night. This is going to go back in the ass, and then we'll reconvene tomorrow morning. And hopefully we've got a set of handlebars, because if we haven't, then I'm basically going to put those 3 triple T bars on, just so I can set everything else up on the bike as well. So yeah, well on the way to finishing this one. Granny's curtains. Well, another day, another dollar. So we've made the executive decision. We're actually going to use these ones for now, just to put everything on. So I did chase up the handlebars, and my friend was just like, they just basically put these on, get all the cables perfect. The handlebars that are supposed to be on this are somewhere in a different country apparently. So yeah, well. But we can at least get majority of the bike all done with these on. So in terms of the bars, I'm going to just nip these up just so they don't move. Nothing special in terms of getting those tight. So what are we going to use in terms of brake levers and shifters on this? Well, we've got the Shimano Dior Fummies, because I think these will look super retro on this. So we can slide them bad boys on. Oh, help if I get them the right way. Here we are. And then in terms of brake levers, we've actually got the Diacomp SS5s. Quite nice. These are the ones that kind of have like the rubberish kind of like built-in boot on the brake lever. So awesome. So they can go on. So in terms of grips, now we're not going to put the grips on because we'll just have to take them off again when the right bars come. So we'd then have to put them off and then back on again. But there was going to have a set of Ritchie kind of foamy ones. So, but they can sit aside for now. So what we need to do is drop the bike down and then basically get them, obviously using that as to where they kind of would sit, get them whereabouts they're going to go. Because I'm predicting, now I'm not totally sure on this, so I've got to kind of account for a bit of like a bit of a distant change, because I don't know how long the handlebars are that is putting on this. So these are quite wide for an older bar, so I kind of don't want to make the cables too big or too short. So I kind of got to, it'll be about an inch in it, so it's in. So well, let's get these tightened up, so then we can start getting the cables on and get the bike majority finished, which means, unfortunately with this one, it means, what does it mean? It means that we're not going to have the final bike done with the final bars on, seen with the grips on, and also doing the saddle. No test ride in this one, not until it's finished. And I've just noticed I've got a massive spider up there. Do you want to see it? I wouldn't say it's massive, but I'm going to call him Frank. Hello, Frank. Frank, what are you doing up there, Frank? What are you doing up there, Frank? Oh dear. Oh dear, Frank. Got yourself in the right spot there, ain't you? Well, I'm not scared of spiders, so Frank can live his best life up there. As long as they don't come and get my face, I'm happy, because I won't want him trapped in my bed. On that note, we're nearly at the stage of doing the cables, and then I can't call this one a frame to finish because it's not going to be finished. So let's get the levers where they need to be. As I'm kind of just like putting in the cables and things like that, I kind of thought about it. And although I can't really 100% finish this bike because I'm waiting on the correct handlebars that we want to put on it, and obviously the the saddle, it's generally not a bad thing, because like I say, this video was to start 2025. So all in all, can't get the cable out. Oh no, oh, I hate that when you're like, so yeah, this video will start 2025, and it was nice to see an ultra rare bike in the bike stand for the start of the year of Builds Ahead. So it kind of marks where we're going to go with it. So I've never struggled getting cables in one of these. Like, oh, I pulled that through. So I'm going to literally do the cables, and I'm not going to give you the same old normal process of finish to a video like I normally do, where I kind of have it in the garden of some sort and I'm kind of giving the final kind of like woo woo, because ultimately until the right handlebars come and we get the saddle on, it's not finished. So, but what I will do is, because I'm guessing over the next week I will have those bits to finish this, and then what I'll do is I will give you a kind of snapshot of the finished thing then. So yeah, there we are with that one. So definitely let me know what you think of the Paul Donohue frame, aka the granny bike. Although as I've been building it, and obviously as I said, you know, the tan walls kind of makes it look pretty cool, to be fair. And it's just been one of those bikes. It's old, it's, you know, going back to the 90s. If it's at like late 80s, 90s, you know, it's around the time that I was running around my grandma's house and she had the velvet curtains. So, and I think a big part of that is the memories of doing these old bikes, kind of what that kind of, those memories bring back. For a lot of people, it's memories of, you know, I used to have one of them bikes when I was a kid, and I really wanted one, and I had one, and now they want to go take a trip down memory lane with it. Well, this one just brought back the memories of grandma's curtains. So yeah, so I'm gonna fiddle around and get cables, and you'll see this one in the next couple of videos when we've got the right bars on. We'll do one of those kind of like mishmash kind of catch-up videos. Got loads planned, like I say, loads planned. The first and main one that I really want to like really kind of knuckle down on and get done is the S-Works. So I'm going to be making plans to finishing that over the next couple of weeks. We'll see how it goes, because apparently I've been informed by the weatherman in the UK. Now the weatherman's not always right, but apparently we've got like 3 or 4 days of really bad snow and weather coming. So that might hinder me going into the top shed, the TARDIS. I've never struggled getting these cables in as much as I'm struggling with these ones. So yeah, I've got to go into the top TARDIS shed and clear off it out, just to kind of get to a few bits that I want to kind of work on as well. Bits that I want to use for that bike. But we've got so many builds it's coming up, it's unreal. So some good stuff this year. So I appreciate everyone tuning in for our 2024. Bike Shed Girl will be back with vengeance, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that return. And she can be there renaming certain stuff. I'm having to talk a little bit louder because the temperature's kind of dropped quite a lot, so I've actually got the heater on in here as well, just to get it a bit toasty. Frank was getting a bit cold as well, so yeah. So I'm going to crack on with some cables, and basically other than putting a few cables in, there's not really much more I can do really on this one. So I appreciate you if you got this far in the video. I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. Let me know what you think of the Paul Donohue bike, and I'll see you probably in the next week or two. No, it'll be sooner than that. This year I'm really going, I'm not going to say it, I'm going to go meatballs deep on getting through all the projects that I've got to get done, and then we'll move on to the next, because there's a lot, guys. There's a lot. Happy New Year, everyone. Stay safe. Wish you all the best for 2025 and all your family. Hope it's a fantastic year for everyone. Been through a tough couple of years in the UK. So fingers crossed for 2025. This is the year, baby. Right. Peace out, everyone. Stay safe out there. See you.